Hi guys and welcome to a new video. Today I want to talk about my favorite book series of like all time. Maybe that's like really boring. This is like a book series that is so underrated and there are several reasons for that which I will get into. This series just means so much to me. Having it been for this series, I don't think I would be reading fantasy in the early stages of my life. As I did, it introduced me to fantasy even more for my love of reading. Like, I loved reading back then. This is like my first series obsession, my first book obsession. It's my first everything. This series is so special to me. It's like my Harry Potter because I didn't really read Harry Potter when I was a kid. I was way too young. I tried reading Harry Potter actually. I remember at the point I was reading this, I just couldn't get into it back then. Sorry. This series was really something that just jived me in instantly, and it was my total obsession. It was my obsession before Twilight was my obsession. I read the first book, I know, over 20 times. I reread this series over and over and over on audiobook, in physical copies, just over and over. Like, it was the only thing I was reading, or like in between so many months I read it over again. I can't talk about how much I love this series, and now I'm gonna show it to you. The series is called Phenomena by Ruben Eliassen, which is a Norwegian fantasy series, which is also one of the reasons probably not been talked about on here at least. But in Norway, it's like, it was a really big deal. It sold over 100,000 copies, which in Norway, then you're cool. It is a 7-book series, and it also has some companions, which I will also show you soon. The first book, Profetiens Utvalgte, looks like this. I don't know if I'm gonna show you every book, but these had another covers in the beginning, but then I got these and I have them all matching, and it's so nice. I didn't own this series when I read it the first time. I borrowed them all at the library, and I borrowed them countless times. I can't even tell you. I can hold this while I talk. Profetiens Utvalgte can be translated as the prophecies chosen ones, I would say. That's basically what it is about. It is about this prophecy which is written down in a book called Phenomena, also the reason for the whole series title. In this Phenomena book, it is written about 2 elf children. They are destined to free their elves from the salvation they are under, and to free the land Aldra, which they are living in, from the darkness in the land. It follows Alk and Ilke, which are 2 elves that did not get raised in salvation because the parents didn't want them to, found someone else to raise them, and it is obvious from the beginning that they are the chosen one. You can see them right here when they cover as babies. That are their parents. They are sad. Also, the author, Ruben, he illustrated these, and it is just so great. The book also have this great map, which I used so many hours studying. The book series also has like its own board game, which I also have, and the map there is even greater than the one I just showed you. So as I said, Phenomena was just like my Harry Potter. This is the series I grew up with. This is the series I was totally obsessed with. It does not have the following like Harry Potter does, obviously. Sadly. I read the first book at least 20 times, but the last book I only read once, and when it came out I was waiting for it for such a long time, and I was actually quite disappointed with the ending. But the whole reason I'm making this video is because the author released last year that he's writing a new book in the series. Like, it is called Phenomena, but it has like its own subtitle, so it's like a new series, and I don't exactly know what it is about. New one in the series is coming out to Christmas this year, so it's not that long to wait, and I cannot wait. For other languages, I know there are some of these that are in German. These books are not in English, and I'm so sad. A movie has been in development for like years, or like a series, and if it comes out and it's like successful, I'm hoping they will be translated into English so it can reach more people. And yes, I would totally buy those copies as well. Phenomena, I know, has meant a lot to children, at least here in Norway. A lot of people have been interested and are excited for the new book. It's not like a dead thing, and it's really popular here. A lot of people know about it. It's really like a fantasy classic, at least here in Norway. When people ask me what my favorite book is, I usually don't say Phenomena, mostly because I don't know how well I would have felt about these books if I read them like today. That's one thing. But also because I haven't grown out of them, but I read other books that are better, but nothing can compare to my love for them. So when people ask me my favorite book, I answer my favorite book is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, but my heart book, which it is Phenomena. It sounds like I'm like betraying the book when I say it like that. I just meant that it is my heart book, but Mistborn is my favorite book. It's a difference, I swear to you it is. For some reason, I was really into these books when he was not. I don't think he was touring them, but he visited schools. I always wanted to visit mine, but that never happened. But I don't know if he did signings for the last books, because when I started this series, these 4 books were out, and I think the 5th arrived like when I was still reading the series, so it was pretty new when I started it. And then 6 and 7 came out when I had like read these a couple of times. So what I want is to meet him and get my book signed, because I will literally die. But once he was at this book festival where my one friend lives, I asked her if she could ask him if she could call me so I could talk to him. It's such a ridiculous thing to ask for when I like say it now, but she did it, or she made her friend do it, but it's the same thing. She did it, and I actually talked to him. Like, I talked to him. I've talked to one of my favorite authors, the one who like I feel this book shaped me in a way, and it was amazing. He asked me how I liked the last book in the series, and I was like, I didn't like it, and I feel so awful about it now, because, well, I did not like it, but that was mostly because there was a certain character death I was not up for, and also like the whole point of the story he just took it away, okay? So it was really weird. As I said, I'm not pleased with the ending. But I just feel awful for saying it in a way I said, but I was a kid, I blame it on that. But I talked to him, I said that I love this book, I was crying, and he was so nice, and then he promised me to answer my email, but he never did, but that's fine. I have sent him like some embarrassing emails once upon a time, and I'm just glad he never answered. My friend also got me this, which is like a signed piece of paper, personalized to me, and his signature. I usually have it in #1 in the series, and it means so much to me. And she didn't tell me she got it for me, I just got it in the mail, and then I screamed. After Phenomena was done, this is like full Phenomena story here, he wrote companion series, and they are so cute, and I'm gonna show you guys. The first companion series is this. As you can see, the books are really small, they are all like on 40 pages or so. And this one follows the character Azur, which is one of the important characters in this series, who is like an ocean man thing. Aquaman! And it is the story of him before and after he is joined with the others in the series, actually. And I read all of these, I really enjoyed them. Phenomena is a series written for children. It's a children book series, middle grade series, I would say, and then it gets a bit darker and darker. But these are like really small children, I feel like, well, at least for the same age group, but there's mostly illustrations in these. They're done really, really well, and I absolutely love them. Like, I would take anything more Phenomena, really, so it's not like surprise I love them, I'm totally biased. The other series he wrote was about the character Yulsa, which also is an important character in the Phenomena series. This is the first one, this is him. I have actually only read the 3 first ones, because these came out like every few months or so, and I only bought these, and then I never bought these until last year, so I'm a false fan. I haven't read them yet, but I'm of course planning to, but then I feel like I need to reread these, because I don't actually remember anything that happened. They were years ago since these came out, but that hasn't happened yet. So yeah, I can't even describe how much Phenomena means to me. And by the way, it also has a wizard named Shara, and also a talking polar bear named Arul, and they are both great, and I love everything. So what I want is, I want that movie, I want that new book, and I can gush about this all day. So this was a fun little video where I shared some stories about me being weird, so that's great. One other aspect of the story that I love so much is that the author, Ruben, he actually dropped out of school because he couldn't do it anymore, and then he did some other jobs before he decided to become an author. When he decided to become an author, he asked the kids what they would like to read, and they answered fantasy, and that's why he wrote it. He wanted to write for kids and make them more encouraged to read more. The author also had ADHD, which It's something he has given the main characters in the book, but in the world they live in, he has made it to something possible, and it's just so nice how he has done that. And I can just imagine how that would feel for kids who also has it to, I don't know, feel better about themselves. Not that there's like anything wrong with them in that matter, you know what I mean. And he has gotten a lot of positive rap for that particular thing in his stories, and I have also really enjoyed it as well. There's so many things I want to talk about, or they're all spoilerish. If you are Norwegian and watches this, which I doubt, please gush about this series with me. Like, it's such a classic, and I would love to talk about it with anyone. The book also have like loads of dragons. So yes, please. Thank you so much for watching this really rambly video, and I hope you enjoyed me talking about something that I have wanted to make a video for quite a long while actually. I can't wait for the new book. I might just do a whole new video on the new book. I'm hoping for certain things to happen, and if they don't happen, I will be fine. It will be fine. Goodbye!